you, French, but shalom, greetings to you all. Well, I certainly hope that you all got to enjoy the super moon the other night. Well, actually, I guess it was practically the other week now. It was pretty fabulous to see the moon that close to us. And since the moon, with its ability to rule the ebb and flow of the tides, rules the tides of our emotions, you might have found yourself, and find yourself now, just a little bit more emotional than usual. And speaking of fabulous, happy birthday to Bruce, or Buffalo Bill as he is sometimes affectionately known as, and I'm sure it will be an amazing year for him. And please do, my friends, get ready for the Thanksgiving festival that'll be coming for our American friends. We should all take a few moments for next week to give thanks and express gratitude for what we have in our lives, our livelihoods, our loves, our families, our ability to pursue, to provide, our love that we can give and receive for friends, families, communities that allow us to share, to care, and to be part of a greater good, and our free choice to pursue our own individual life's missions. Use some of the time before the holiday to think of what you can be thankful for. And don't be afraid to send thanks in advance to those you want to thank. So let us all be thankful for our health, and let us send out energy to help heal those in need of healing and renewal. Send goodwill, love, peace, and thanks to all that you know in need. There's plenty in need, my friends. Think of those in need, call out healing for them. Let us send some extra energy out to Rosemary. We pray for your health and well-being. Me Sheberech Avotenu Bakor HaBracha Vimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Mishmerach, let us all have our spirits renewed. Well, friends, if last week was the Go Cat Go Parsha, this week we have Highway 61 Revisited, Vayera, and he appeared. Now this is another one of those where do you begin Parshas. I'm sure you've noticed the whole book of Genesis is a whirlwind of adventure. This week we meet angels and have more angelic encounters than anywhere else in the Bible. We have the judgment of Sodom and Gomorrah. And God keeps his Noahic covenant as he brings destruction again, but not by water this time, but by raining fire. God knows it's a struggle. God knows it's a crime. God knows ain't gonna be no more water, but fire next time. And it was. He did not rain water, he rained fire. We see a story about faith, with Lot followed by Lot's shocking offer, an early example of instant karma, as the concluding episode of this chapter has the drunken Lot unwittingly take the virginity of both his daughters, suggesting measure for measure justice meted out for his rash offer. And then we have the incredible action of his daughters, which explains the origin of the Moabites, who by biblical times were not looked upon with favor. Now we have the first recounted dream in the Bible in this Parsha, Abimelech's dream, on the heels of a second deception by Abraham, a true human patriarch. We have the great Annunciation, the fact of barrenness, the promise of a son by God or an angel or a holy man, and the fulfillment of the promise in conception and the birth of Isaac. We have the exile of Hagar and Ishmael, which we talked a little bit about last time. And we have the binding of Isaac, the Akedah, the quintessential reading of the Hebrew Bible. Now, of course, the last two parts we read every year during the High Holy Days because they both speak to the same thing, the theme of the year, faith. Hagar is told it will be all right. Her son will live and thrive, and Abraham is told to take Isaac to a place he'll be told, and then to prepare him as a sacrifice. And his faith knew nothing other than to obey. And friends, we see the interplay between father and son as fascinating. It's simply fascinating, and it as an item has been replayed millions of times over the last 3,500 years. It's not time to make a change. Just relax. Take it easy. You're still young. That's your fault. There's so much you have to know. Find a girl. Settle down. If you want to, you can marry. Look at me. I'm old, but I'm happy. How can I try to explain? When I do, he turns away again. It's always been the same old story. From the moment I could talk, I was ordered to listen. Now there's a way, and I know that I have to go away. Now they leave together, but friends, they are never seen to speak or to be together again. Father and son, let's hope it doesn't continue to replay. Now you will marvel at the myriad of angelic intercessions, and you see dreams and miracles come true. You'll wonder why Abraham argues and negotiates for the lives of the Sodomites who he doesn't know, while meekly obeying the instructions to kill his son. You'll wonder whether Abraham acts from faith or from fear. A common biblical theme, and one to watch for in your own life. And of course, the biblical controversy of translation and meaning continue as three strangers appear, and yet he talks to them singularly, sometimes as if it's one stranger. There were three men came out of the west, their fortunes for to find. And these three men made a solemn vow: Sodom and Gomorrah must die. Well, maybe John Barleycorn, but we'll change it to Sodom and Gomorrah. We see Abraham shift between talking to the singular and the plural throughout this whole interchange. And it goes, most people focus on Abraham being the great host. But perhaps again, what we have here is really a fusing of two stories. Because the text reflects a fusion of two traditions, one in which there were three visitors, another in which there was one. So where are the episodes of faith here? Everything comes after God or angelic instruction. Now, it's not the Annunciation because neither Abraham nor Sarah believed it. So they demonstrated no faith there. It's not in the bargaining over the fate of Sodom and Gomorrah. The act of market haggling negated that. It's actually first seen in the angels and the Lot episode. Angels say leave, and Lot runs to tell his sons-in-law. Gemini 19:14. And Lot went out and spoke to his sons-in-law who had married his daughters, and he said, "Rise, get out of this place, for the Lord is about to destroy the city." But they didn't believe him. Well, neither, of course, did his wife when the angel whisked them outside and said, "Flee for your life, don't look behind you, and don't stop anywhere on the plain." Well, we know she did. So do not look backwards, my friends. Look to the promise of where you are going. Now, Abraham did. He looked forward. The quintessential reading of biblical Judaism is found here in chapter 22, the Akedah, the binding of Isaac. And it begins with the announcement of a test and the life-altering double name calling, followed by the answer, I am here. Genesis 22:1. And it happened after these things that God tested Abraham. And he said to him, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, here I am. Now, this penultimate tale of the life of Abraham is a bookend to our introduction to him last week. Lech lecha, go to a land I'll show you, and now take, pray your son, your only one whom you love, Isaac, and go forth to the land of Moriah, and offer him up as a burnt offering on one of the mountains, which I shall say to you. Well, you know what? This time we're given a bit of an idea. We don't know what mountain, but it will be in the land of Moriah. And the mountain and the land is the rock in Jerusalem, where the temple was built, and where the dome of the rock stands, Kubat as Sakra, a sacred shrine to the three Western religions. And interestingly, Rashi reported that the instructions that were given, it was being part of a conversation with, we only get to see the God speaking part only. Friends, some see this as the ultimate act of faith. Noah's act of faith was an individual building a box and getting in it. Abraham's first test of faith was taking his wife and going on an extended road trip. But now, taking your son and offering him up as a burnt offering, well, that raises faith to a whole new level. God said to Abraham, kill me your son. Abe says, man, you must be putting me on. God says, no. Abe says, what? God said, you can do what you want, Abe, but next time you see me coming, you better run. Abe says, where do you want this killing done? God says, out on Highway 61. The Highway 61 bar show, my friends. Genesis 22:11. And Abraham reached out his hand and took the cleaver to slaughter his son. And the Lord's messenger, an angel, called out to him from the heavens and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, here I am. A defining moment, if ever there were one. And the third we are aware of in Abraham's life. And the first in Isaac's, except this time, it's not of his making. The world is sacred, my friends, and so is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish, celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom. Be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light and all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace. Pray for freedom. Pray for everybody to be happy and end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we are a community. We learn together. We celebrate each other. We share each other. We love each other. Men and women equally. Let us send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, good healing to all who need it. And please do learn to forgive, learn to love. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. Take advantage of the time you have. Enjoy the journey. Take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our effort to grow, to learn, to be, to love. So please do love. Now send healing, goodwill, and love to all who need it. Share your holiness. Now bless you all. Have a fantastic week. Have a great birthday, Bruce. Week of love and light, a week of peace and healing for you to honor the people of your life. Honor the journey you are on. And friends, keep your eyes open to what you may not be seeing. Keep your ears open and listen to the world around you. And remember, this is an organic book. The lessons, the laws, the ethics, the ritual changes with the times. It's how it stays current, relevant, new, meaningful, and continues to provide us with insight and with answers. Remember, we set in motion all that happens in our lives. Our intention, our cause, our effect, everything is linked. Now, as I've said, you always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You do have that knowledge of what is good and bad. So acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you have wronged, and ask forgiveness. Do so with sincerity, accountability, and vulnerability. And do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land. It is in sight. Keep on dreaming, keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining. Keep teaching, keep spreading your holiness. Do not follow fear, my friends. So if you just put your hand in mine, we're gonna leave all our troubles behind. We gonna walk and don't look back. Don't look back. We gonna walk and don't look back. Don't look back. Don't look back, my friends. Have faith. As my good friend Viv defined it, faith is an unwavering adherence to principle. Unwavering adherence to the principle of good for all. And you know what? I cannot argue with that. Now, thank you all for joining me, for participating, for sharing your lives, your loves, your time with me. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Get ready, have a fantastic Thanksgiving. And I look forward to seeing you all next time. Be well until then. Shabbat Shalom and blessings to you all. Take care. Bye.